This is Julima, Wellness Consultancy, and today I just want to look a bit about the needs, the needs or hierarchy theory. It means things which we have to prioritize before we reach the other level. Like now we can talk about the food. Before you think of having a shelter, you have to think of how you can get food and eat and get satisfied. And then from there is when you can think of having a shelter. Then from after having a shelter is when you are supposed to think about security. That is according to someone called Abraham Maslow. And it's a reality if we can look at it in a deeper side. The lower needs must be satisfied before the higher needs emerge. The lower the need, the greater its strength. Lower needs are called deficit needs because failure to satisfy them produces a deficit in the body. Higher needs, growth or being needs, are less necessary for survival but enhance physical and emotional well-being. Safety needs for security, stability, order, and freedom from fear and anxiety are most important in infants and neurotic adults. Belongingness and love needs can be satisfied through association with a group or affectionate relations with one person or with people in general. Esteem needs include self-esteem and esteem from others. Self-actualization involves the realizations of one's potentials and requires a realistic knowledge of one's strengths and weaknesses. The needs to know and to understand from a hierarchy of cognitive needs that emerges in late infancy and early childhood. Motivation in self-actualizers metamotivation serves not to make up for deficit or reduce tensions, but to enlist life and increase tensions. Meta needs are states of growth towards which self-actualizers move. Frustrations of meta needs produces metapathology, a formless illness for which no specific cause can be identified. Self-actualizers constitute less than 1% of the populations. They share the following characteristics: efficient perceptions of reality, acceptance of themselves and others, spontaneity and simplicity, focus on problems rather than self, in which meta needs are satisfied through a commitment to work. Privacy and independence, freshness of appreciations, peak experiences, social interest, intense interpersonal relationships, creativeness, democratic character structure, and resistance to inculturations. I think all those people, even those who are in a very high level of actualization, they started from somewhere. Because if you can listen to some of the high people like Jenga Kalume, you can hear they started from selling circles so that they can have food, they can put food on their table, and even they can have strength to to bring up their family. Then from there, they went further, and then they had a shelter of where they can live. Because you have to start somewhere so that you can move in another. Therefore, the only thing we need is to wait and to pray for God so that we can reach the other level. So in the hierarchy of needs, in support of Maslow's theory, study of men and women, college students found that satisfaction of the needs of safety, belongingness, and esteem was negatively related to neuroticism and depressions. So anytime you can lack food, anytime you don't have a shelter, you can be depressed, because one thing, it's simple to go and borrowing food or boiling somewhere to go and sleep. But if you don't, so it will bring depression, you'll be stressed, asking yourself now, yesterday I borrowed food in 30 home, now where else will I go? The same thing if this is that you are borrowing somewhere to sleep, you will be asking yourself, oh, yesterday the place where I come from rural to town, and they started giving me a shelter, now they are tired of me. So now where else will I go? Will I go back to the rural home, or what will I do? So still it will stresses you. And so that's why we are saying it's a hierarchy. To resist there up, it's a hierarchy. You have to pass this problem and then this problem in this stage to this stage. Also so that esteem needs were stronger than belongingness needs. The subject expressed less concern with safety needs as expected among people of college age. A study using the needs satisfaction inventory, a self-report questionnaire designed to measure how well a person satisfies Maslow's need, correlated test scores of college students with their scores on the ICNIC personality inventory. Again, the research showed that those who were higher in need satisfaction were lower in neuroticism. When you are satisfied, yes, you have food. You are not struggling to put a food on your table. You are not struggling with where to live or to stay. You see, there you, you can't go out to do immoralities. So your minds will be stable and there will be no stress. And when you don't have those needs, you have to go to immorality so that you can cater for food, and you cater for somewhere to sleep. And that is neuroticism. This was brought by depression or stress. An elaborate test of the hierarchy using a simple representative of the general populations supported the order of the 5 needs. The study also demonstrated that the amount of concerns people expressed about each need increased from the lowest to the highest need. Physiological need, presumably well satisfied in these subjects, were of little concern to them. The self-actualization needs was of the greatest interest, presumably because it was not so well satisfied. if as we goes up to the hierarchy of needs, people's goes on decreasing, because okay, those people who we needs, who requires food for satisfaction, here down we are so many. Then if we come to shelter, we are also many. But if we goes up for security, the numbers become less, because those people who can afford, if it's better hospitals, they are very few. So the hierarchy of needs, it goes like a triangle. From above, there are very few people, those who have self-esteem or actualizations, like politicians. At when you pass there, you will see that school, it belongs to so and so. If you pass to the country bus, you will see more than 10 buses belonging to someone's. Those people who we are there, we are very few. So according to Maslow, Abraham Maslow, he just wants to weigh how the poverty here down is, and how without satisfying one need, you can't rise to the other need. So if you can't put food on yourself, even taking children to the school is a bit difficult, and you have to struggle to see your children sign in the school. And that's why we have big numbers asking for bursaries, and we are not pretending, because you can see most of those parents, if we come like a place in Iloilo, we can see those parents, most of the parents, they were hustlers. They are people struggling to put food on the table. They have children. The children, they have to eat. They have to go to school. They have to have school uniforms. Okay. If we come to shelter, most of those people, those parents, most of the time they don't have shelters. They are people who we are renting houses. So to cater for rent, to cater for food, it's a difficult and it's a struggle. But life have to continue. And that's why it's the hierarchy of living, it's a triangle. Because to this the other level, you have to struggle, and not even struggling. Sometimes it needs God's favor, and sometimes by luck. There are people who get into the upper hierarchy just because of luck. They never struggles. Might be they meet their parents already who have properties. When someone in the lower level, when he was employed just for 80,000, they have to struggle to cater even for their own siblings there at home, and even to help their parents. So to live there, to uh, catch up with some of the people, some of the level, someone have to struggle. And that is how Abraham Maslow is emphasizing, so that when you are here down, don't think you are cursed. No, you are not cursed. One day you will reach the other level. Thank you. Thank you. I will come back to you soon. This is Julima Maina in Molela. Molela in Theta. Theta in Juja. Juja in Kiambu. Kiambu in Kenya. Kenya in East Africa, which is in Africa. Please try to comment, like, so that I will continue. Thank you.